waiting on Tornado Alert. He's in, they're set to go. And they're off. Over 1 mile for the Group 1 Betfred 2,000 guineas in the 217th running of the Classic. And Tornado Alert is keen early on, the royal blue with the red cap, and will show the way after the end of the opening furlong. From Scorthy Champ and the blue and white stripes of Seagulls 11 is handy in third. Expanded over toward the far side in blue and orange. Between the pair of those is Wimbledon Hawkeye. Another length back to Green Impact. Then to the far side is Shadow of Light. Benevento's next in the violet silks. The white cap is Ruling Court. Field of Gold has been held up towards the back of the field. And last of all is Yummo B there. It's Tornado Alert that will lead them towards halfway. Shows by a half a length only to Scorthy Champ. Seagulls 11 remains handy just in behind them. Together there with Green Impact and Wimbledon Hawkeye. Expanded over toward the far side. Then Benevento and Ruling Court more near side the white cap. Shadow of Light is still being held up toward the far side, and so too Field of Gold, who is in behind runners at this point. Yummo B, there is still the back marker. On they go then towards the final 2.5 furlongs. Tornado Alert, joined by Seagulls 11, Green Impact. Near side here comes Ruling Court. Field of Gold is cruising up in behind the grey. Now he's asked to try and lengthen. Racing towards the final furlong and a half. Shadow of Light the far side, joined near side by Ruling Court. Then Green Impact. Field of Gold is trying to stay on near side. Then came Green Impact back in fourth. It's Shadow of Light together with Ruling Court. These two battling away. Field of Gold is staying on late. It's Ruling Court just in front. Ruling Court's won the 2,000 guineas from Field of Gold. Then Shadow of Light clear from Tornado Alert, Wimbledon Hawkeye and Green Impact.
3 in 4 for this man, who's dominating this division now, and a 1-3 as well. Huge congratulations.
No, thank you very much. Look, I can spend all day here thanking everybody. Everybody knows what they've done. Yeah, each year it gets harder. You know, it's a great race coming into it. John's horse there, you know, he looked great, I thought, and obviously the way he won the Craven, he was the horse we all had to beat. And it's been hard for William, you know, it's a tough call to get off a champion 2-year-old, but I say the team have done a great job, and I feel we've all hopefully collectively got our heads together and got the right people on the right horses. Mickael's given the other horse a great ride as well. To have a horse like him finish the way he did, it'd be interesting to see what Mickael's got to say.
Well, I know has he run better than you thought he might, or did you, particularly over the mile?
The mile was just that question mark, it really was. Has he ran better? No, I wouldn't have ran him else. But look, most importantly, it's great for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, Team Godolphin. You know, it's a purchase horse, as we know, but you know, justifies that he's a sire that you know, we've seen a bit of last year. We felt that we ought to be involved as well, and it's been an exciting horse since we purchased him.
Quickly, the only horse you entered in the Derby has won the Guineas. Are you working back still from that?
Be interested to see what William's got to say, and like I say, let the dust settle and let's enjoy the moment, and then we'll start to map the rest out from there on.
Feels like you've really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, family here. I say, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting older, but yeah, you enjoy these days and you learn to enjoy them because they're special, and you know, you can go through the season's highs and lows, and I think you know, I've sort of tried to teach myself, and to, I mean, William and I have sat down enough times flying around the world by saying, might just try back and sit back and enjoy it sometimes.
Well done.
Take care. Thanks.
Huge congratulations. The winning trainer said, Will and I have had conversations about really trying to sit back and enjoy these as much as possible. Loads of success. Another 2,000 guineas for you. How are you feeling?
I feel amazing. Yeah, it's very special. Look, these races are what it's all about, and you know, these horses are amazing. They're a joy to deal with. They're a joy to ride, and to have them at my disposal is, you know, I'm very grateful for it, and you know, I love my job, work with great people, and yeah, it's a pleasure. And then when you get results like this, it's very, very special.
How soon did you think you might be riding this horse in a 2,000 guineas as opposed to the Star Juvenile last year?
Well, we had a very high opinion of him last year, and you know, he came into the winter. He was always going to run in Dubai in the Jumeirah Guineas, and you know, he put up an amazing performance there, and he gave me something to think about on the way back from Dubai that night. So I sort of knew that, you know, you got the Dewhurst winner in the stable as well. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot the last however many months.
Yeah.
But you know, as always, you know, led by Charlie and the team, and you know, it's amazing. You know, we've got a great relationship, great trust, and you know, obviously Shadow of Light showed what a good horse he is as well. So 2 exceptional horses, and yeah, it's great. I love the way Rolling Court did it. He's such an uncomplicated horse. We treated him like it today. We didn't go looking for cover or anything in particular. We were going to let him do his thing and get comfortable, and then, you know, ride him as if a mile is well within his compass. It didn't feel like it was a very quick gallop early, and you know, I got momentum going into the dip. And look, he when he came out of it, he lengthened all the way to the line. I think he's a horse that could get further as well. So you know, he's got a huge engine, and I think that was only his 4th run. So yeah, unbelievable.
His trainer pointed out after Dubai, he's the only horse he entered in the Derby. I asked him after the race what he thought about that, and he wanted to speak to you first. So, what do you think after that?
I think it'd be hard to not think about it strongly, of course. You know, that's what everyone wants. You know, if you think a horse is going to stay, then the Guineas is always a very good marker, good trial. Before Massa won the Derby, he was 3rd in the Guineas. So, you know, this horse has won the Guineas. You know, we think he's going to get further. You don't quite know whether he's going to get a 1.5 miles, but you feel a 1.25 miles is within his grasp. And then, you know, the last furlong and a half at Epsom, that's when you find out. The bell's just gone for the next race, so yes. I might have to go.
Well done.
I'm in this, I think.
Go. I wasn't sure. Go. Oh, John Gosden has just watched a rerun on the big screen of Field of Gold, finishing an excellent second, very creditable second, but second nonetheless, John. And you know, I'm disappointed for you and the team, obviously. What's your immediate reaction?
Well, I'm thrilled that the horse has run such a big race. In American parlance, he ran out of racetrack. He's finishing very strongly. I think the pace of the race probably wasn't quite as strong as we thought it might be. And Williams kicked and just got that first run. And coming into the dip, he looked like he got a touch imbalanced. The ground's very fast here today, not like when he won the Craven here. But this is a whole different league to that trial. And I think he ran once he got organised, coming up the rising ground, he's finishing really strongly, really well. As I say, simply another 20 yards would have been handy, but the race was exactly 1 mile, not 1 mile and 20 yards.
Yeah. Was that a concern for you coming into it if they didn't go at pace? Because he is a horse you mentioned that you feel 10 furlongs will be on his agenda.
I think will be his best trip in the end, yeah. There's no doubt. We'll see what the family want to do. I think they probably like to point towards Ascot. Look at the St James Palace, that mile should suit him well. Yeah. And then from there, I think looking to the 1.25 mile races.
Okay. So St James's Palace is on your agenda definitely off the back
well,
of this.
But I have to discuss that with the family.
Of course.
I'm not allowed, but I think from where he's run today, that would be a logical place to go to, yeah.
Do you feel ground-wise he was feeling it in any way, particularly when he came under pressure? To my eye, I thought he might be a touch. Was that a worry?
No, I think he got a little imbalance coming down into the dip on the faster ground, whereas when he won, it was the easy side of good. And very different. Remember, we had all the rain the day before.
Yeah.
This is fast ground here. It's probably not his favourite. He got a little imbalance, got himself back on an even keel, finished strongly up the rise. But William had taken that 1.5 lengths, and it's a lot to peg back when you've got a bit of cross tailwind and fast ground. Yeah.
And if he's going to St James's Palace off this, he's following his sire's route, if you like. But it sounds like you feel this is a horse who might just get a little further than that horse.
No, I think all along we felt that probably 1.25 miles is going to wind up at being his perfect distance as an older horse. So I'll speak to the family, see what they want to do, but I think they would tend to want to go to the St James Palace, stiff mile, climbing out of Swinley Bottom, meeting the ground, and then look to the 1.25 mile races then. I mean, he's run a superb race, and you've got to love the way he finished. You've got to love the way he's travelling, coming to the bushes. But maybe he got a bit of a muddle. He's a big horse coming into the dip, and it's not easy to peg back a horse of Williams' quality when he's just opened up that 1.5 lengths.
Thanks, John.
All right, guys.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.